everybody, this is David Olson from TwinCitiesPropertyFinder.com. Today I'm here with John Kas from MetLife Auto and Home Insurance. And obviously, as a home buyer, we get different insurance coverage policies, and it can be overwhelming reading that. So John, tell us maybe a little bit of who you are, what you do, and if you could tell us a little bit of how to better understand an insurance policy when we actually get one.
Great question. Thank you for having me, David. Essentially, first of all, I'm John Kas with MetLife Auto and Home, and I've been in the industry since 1985. And I work for MetLife Auto and Home. And my office is located at the corner of 494 and Highway 100 in Edina, Minnesota. Now, to your question, we are looking at your basic coverage versus a more specific coverage. The main thing you would like everyone to do is to pull out your policies when you get renewals in the mail or you get a bid from someone in the mail. Double check to make sure the cars that you own and the cars that you are driving are on the policy for starters. And then furthermore, as you get more advanced, we can read further into the coverages and the implications as to things like full glass, rental reimbursement, all the different nuances that come with the auto contract. As for homeowners, the same thing would apply. You want to look at your homeowner proposal or the homeowner contract itself and first establish, what am I insuring the house for? What is the dollar amount that this building is being insured for that we're in right now? And we can go further than that as far as adding different endorsements and coverages and building up from the basic policy to more of a premier type policy.
Okay. How about if people have like wedding rings or valuable belongings in their house that they want to include in their policy? Is there a particular place that they should be able to see that to know and confirm?
Wonderful question. Scheduled riders. That is quite a concern in the industry where folks, insurance is insurance. No, your homeowner's insurance policy differs by virtue of the endorsements that you may apply. Now in this situation, what I recommend for folks is we sit down in our first meeting, we normally establish that concern if that need exists in terms of specialty riders. There's a general policy will have restrictions and limits as to the coverage on the named item. If the named item falls off your ring or falls off your finger when you're out skiing on Lake Minnetonka, if you don't have a scheduled rider for it, then that's going to be a bad day. But most folks, we try to establish to see what their needs are and assess that, and we would name those particular items in a rider format on their policy.
Okay. I hear stories, horror stories sometimes of people who have been through a casualty or a horrific event and they need insurance and it doesn't cover what they thought it did. Is there anything that people should specifically look for on their policy that will show them, you know, the amount of coverage or deductible or that kind of thing?
Every policy that is sent out has what we call a declarations page, and in that declarations page it gives the detailed coverage limits to the dwelling, other structures, personal property, liability, loss of use of your dwelling. That means if you aren't able to live in your property, it pays you to live elsewhere until your home is inhabitable again. And then as far as the exclusions, there is a page 4 into the policy, you'll see what is not covered on your policy, and that's a good place to start to see if you potentially might have a gap or a concern where we need to address that.
Okay, well great. Well, thanks so much. Obviously there's a lot of other questions we could ask John, but if you have specific questions, how can people get a hold of you if they want to get, you know, your expert advice?
Thanks, David. I'm at 952-897-0783 or JKAZ, that's JKAZ at MetLife.com.
Thanks so much, John, for coming.
Thanks.
And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.